the theme park, it's none other than SeaWorld. And while other parks may have magical rides and recognizable characters, SeaWorld is a whole other animal.
Orlando is filled with great parks, but SeaWorld is different in that our characters are real. They're live animals, and they're here to teach you a little bit about themselves and their habitats.
So if you're looking to commune with the creatures of the deep, SeaWorld's animal interaction programs are like no other park around. Combining entertainment with oceanography, SeaWorld has become the most popular marine park on the planet. Located on the eastern coast of Florida, in Orlando, SeaWorld has competed with the best of the best for almost 3 decades. The scoop is, back in the early 60s, 4 old fraternity pals had a great idea. To build a park where not only do you see amazing animals, but you can get up close and personal. So in 1964, SeaWorld California was born. And due to its overwhelming success, in 1973, SeaWorld Florida opened to the public. The park's notoriety has grown, and so has its size, from 100 acres to nearly 250.
The great thing about being here is we're in the family destination of the world, so we can get a lot of people at one time.
So we sneaked in after hours to find out how they keep up with the huge number of visitors. And even before the sun rises, many of these employees are shuffling in to begin the day. And we found out the park has a full-time employee roster of more than 3,000 people.
Every morning we have crews in as early as 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We have people closing past midnight every night, and they all have an individual job, and each person is here to make sure that our guests have the best day possible. And it all comes together every day.
68 gardeners manicure the extensive SeaWorld grounds. 24 mechanics check every facet of the park's 2 new rides. The food service staff prepares the menu for SeaWorld's 8 restaurants. And the crews of more than 100 people care for the tens of thousands of animals that call SeaWorld home. Finally, at 9 a.m. sharp, the park is ready and the crowds come pouring in. And the first thing on everyone's brain is killer whales. Hordes of fans trample to where the biggest stars swim at Shamu Stadium. They're called killer whales because they're the ocean's #1 predator. Up to 25 feet long and 12,000 pounds, they dominate all other forms of life in the ocean. Of course, these mammals don't have to hunt because they're domesticated. And here at SeaWorld, they're living large.
I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, go that way.
The killer whales are the biggest attraction, not just in size, but also in appeal. The 7 whopping whales that reside at SeaWorld have a lot to live up to. They've all earned the title Shamu, which means friend of Namu, in honor of the first trained whale that helped make SeaWorld famous. Today, Shamu is the international sign for SeaWorld. And since the days of Namu, SeaWorld has given birth to 14 baby Shamu whales, which is more than any other aquatic facility in the world. In fact, on November 8th, just this past year, the newest baby was welcomed into the SeaWorld family. After 4 hours of labor, you're going to see the miracle of birth underwater.
Almost.
And everyone anxiously waits for the new calf to take its first breath.
There you go. Come on. Leave that one alone.
You're getting up there. You're getting up there.
Bring him up, baby. Bring him up.
Come on. Little more.
That's right. That's horse race.
This bouncing boy weighed in at 350 pounds. Now that's something you don't get to see on the regular tour. Caroline Gibbs is key to the inner workings at SeaWorld. She's one of the whale trainers, and she's been intrigued by these sea monsters ever since she was young.
I remember being 4 and being here and being like, wow, seeing the whales, seeing the dolphins, the sea lions, and I was just mesmerized. And I just said to my mom, of course they didn't believe me then, but I said to my mom then, I've got to do that job. That's my job. That's the best job in the world. I've got to have that job. Sweet boy.
Let's go behind the SeaWorld sets to see how her whale of a day begins. At the crack of dawn, it's time to make breakfast. It's a healthy diet of herring and sardines. For the whales, that is.
Nothing like slinging fish at 6 a.m.
Tucum is the biggest of the Shamu whales here at SeaWorld. He eats 255 pounds of fish a day.
One of Tilcom's buckets probably weighs about 35 pounds. He's going to have 7 of those a day. And we're going to divvy that between 7 buckets and make that weigh 255 pounds.
Once all the buckets of fish are weighed, it's time to ready these giant mammals for their morning routine.
Hello, sweetie. Okay. Hey, Mama, let's see how you're doing. All right, like Jen said, we're going to just wake them up. We're going to give them a little loving.
These 2 whales are a mother and son, Kalina and Tuar. Both were born here at SeaWorld.
Right? Ooh, they like to be rubbed down. Nice side rub.
This rub works up their appetite for seafood, and lots of it.
Ready? There you go.
Every day, the whales are weighed, and even this little guy can tip the scale.
Let's see, you weigh 3,560 pounds. What a good boy!
So to balance out this high-protein diet, the whales need plenty of exercise.
What we're getting ready to do is do a training waterwork session with Taku. He knows all these behaviors. These are the behaviors that we do in the shows. So this is an opportunity to build some relationship, have a lot of fun with him, and you're going to see he enjoys it a whole lot. So let's go.
Bet you didn't know that whales are a lot like children and respond to positive reinforcement with seafood snacks.
We train behavior, and we do that through behavior modification. What that means is you're reinforcing and conditioning animals to do behaviors.
You're so smart. Are you smart? Yeah.
Very smart. These whales can master tricks in just a few days. Of course, it may take the lives of a million sardines.
Oh, yeah. Right now, just having his tail up in the air is great. Yeah. Too clever.
All this hard work doesn't go unnoticed. 3 to 6 times a day, these whales put on a show called the Shamu Adventure. Shamu Stadium holds 5,000 people and one giant tank filled with 7 million gallons of water.
We've spent years with the whales developing a bond that is unique to each of us. In fact, Caroline and Shamu are a perfect example of what we mean. She has been interacting with our Shamu family now for over 7 years, and there is a trust and an understanding between them that words alone simply cannot describe.
The audience gets their chance to have fun with the whales.
Give that signal, guys. Wow, great signal. Look at that takeoff. That is an excellent sign. Now, the key to being a good trainer is keep your eye on your whale.
But the whales get to have the last laugh.
Many of you are about to get very, very wet.
It seems everyone has a whale of a good time. After these killers wave goodbye, they end the show with a big sloppy kiss. But you might want to wait to see the last show of the night, which culminates with a spectacular fireworks display. It's easy to see why the success of the Shamu show is what SeaWorld is known the world over for. But this is only one of many facets of this marine adventure park. Coming up, want to find out the scariest beast at SeaWorld? Here's a hint, it's a roller coaster. And swimming with sharks? SeaWorld gets cozy with Terrors of the Deep. SeaWorld, the world's premier adventure park, really lives up to its name. Thousands of species of sea creatures and tropical wildlife call SeaWorld home. Our behind-the-scenes tour continues with a dangerous underwater journey into Terrors of the Deep. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to come face-to-face with a shark, eel, or barracuda, you're about to find out. Terrors of the Deep is one of the largest collections of dangerous sea creatures in the world. Let's go inside to get a closer look. Built as a series of tunnels, each one houses a group of ferocious sea creatures. And the trick is, the only thing that separates you from any of these wet water beasts is 500 tons of water and some acrylic paneling. First stop on the tour, the eel tank.
We're in a 230,000-gallon aquarium, and the guests can walk through the middle of it and be surrounded by a variety of fish and certain types of moray eels.
The tank holds 750 eels, which, end to end, would be longer than the Brooklyn Bridge. The next tank moves up the food chain to the lionfish. A 30,000-gallon tank is filled with these roaring denizens of the deep.
They're extremely venomous. If a person is injected with the toxin, it could be a fatal injury if they don't get medical attention extremely quickly.
And when it comes to deadly, who could forget these toothy little terrors? The barracuda. And what makes them even more dangerous is that barracudas attack in packs. But that's nothing compared to the most feared beast in the water, sharks. This 600,000-gallon tank is built so visitors can get uncomfortably close to each one of these frightening predators. Here they can view the sharks from every angle. Now that's a terror of the deep. 35 sharks and 5 different shark species live in the tank. Some of these sharks weigh as much as 300 pounds and grow up to 14 feet in length. And because they're cold-blooded, they don't have to eat every day. Feeding days are only twice a week. And today just happens to be one of those days.
The sharks eat better than us up here. 1 pound each.
Aquarists feed the sharks from above, while guests below can watch dinner being served, rather than being served for dinner. The moment the sharks arrive at SeaWorld, they're given a number, so the staff can keep track of the sharks' health and eating habits.
So that was 9003, lemon shark, got a piece of bonita.
And anyone who's lucky enough to catch a glimpse of feeding time is usually glad to be safely behind glass. But the employees aren't so lucky. Cleaning the shark tank is a necessary evil. In order to keep a healthy environment for these sleek swimmers, SeaWorld sends cleaners down into Terrors of the Deep 2 to 3 times a week. Of course, sharks can be especially dangerous, so the staff drops a barrier net in the water, with the sharks on one side to protect the divers on the other. Even though this is a dangerous job, it still needs a delicate touch. The acrylic panels of the tank must be cleaned with a diaper, while the bottom of the tank is tidied up the old-fashioned way, with a vacuum cleaner. Most of these sharks have been in the aquarium for more than 15 years, but these are the new arrivals.
And here's one of the little guys that have newly hatched out within the last week. This is a white-spotted bamboo pup.
And more sharks are being born every day. SeaWorld's Terrors of the Deep looks to have visitors locked in its jaws for many years to come. Coming up, grab your coats. The temperature's dropping in the Sunshine State. Find out how Florida becomes Antarctica. Here at the theme park capital of the world, SeaWorld Florida still manages to turn up the thrill quotient. And although Shamu has a loyal family following, SeaWorld decided to up the ante to compete with other mega theme parks. Something to entice the thrill seekers. Our special behind-the-scenes tour of SeaWorld continues as we come face-to-face with the newest, scariest monster to hit the Sunshine State. Unleash the Kraken. After a year of planning and construction, the legendary sea monster, long feared by sailors, came to life at SeaWorld. And in June of 2000, the Kraken was complete.
Kraken is a mythical sea monster that was held in captivity by Poseidon. And one day he decided he wanted to release that Kraken to the world, and the Kraken surfaced here at SeaWorld.
Kraken shattered all records as the tallest, fastest, longest, and only floorless roller coaster in Orlando.
A lot of people are real enthusiasts, and they come from all over the country just to experience this ride.
So if you've got the stomach for it, here's an inside peek.
If there was a guest that really was afraid, didn't want to go on the ride, we could view them on the monitor right here and make sure that they're okay, or if we have to, shut the ride down and get them off.
But for those ready riders, the okay is given and it's thumbs up. Riders are sent 149 feet above the ground.
Oh my God! Look at the dip!
And plunge toward Earth at speeds of 65 miles per hour, all the while going upside down 7 times. Can you handle it? And although Kraken looks like a traditional coaster, the secret is in its floorless design. This is what sets it apart from the rest.
Kraken is a new breed of coaster. It's called a floorless coaster. And there's nothing below you, there's nothing above you, there's nothing around you. It's like sitting in your favorite easy chair at home, only you're going 65 miles an hour upside down.
And if you want to know more revealing facts about Kraken, here's the only person who knows how to tame the beast. Van Rice has been in charge of SeaWorld's general services for 25 years. Every day at 3:30 in the morning, it's his job to make sure this monster of a ride behaves.
As you can see, we're in Kraken's maintenance building right now, and we have 2 coasters in here, and they're right now in the process of checking the wheel assemblies on this particular train. And there's 96 wheels which have to be checked and inspected thoroughly every morning. And they're going to go through and they're going to check for rotation, they're going to check for movement, they're going to check for lubrication, make sure that everything is working smoothly and is ready for the opening of the park this morning.
Once all the wheels have been checked, each individual seat is examined to make sure the harness and safety belts are in working order. The next step is for Van to inspect the tracks.
What they're going to be looking for is any unusual characteristics of the track, the bolts. They'll be looking at the chain, they'll be looking at the rollback mechanisms to make sure that there's nothing unusual that's occurring or wear on the track.
And that's the daily checklist. Of course, once a year, the entire train is totally taken apart for inspection.
We're doing an annual on train number 2. We have completely disassembled everything. Inspectors have come, checked all the welds, all the bolts, all the pins.
The whole process takes 4 weeks to put a train back together. Now that's a serious inspection. And once each train passes the test, it's loaded from the maintenance building and onto the ride. For Van, this is the best part of the job, the test run.
Okay, hope you guys are ready. I'm not sure I'm ready. Okay, here we go. We're going into the first dive loop. This is quite a drop. Okay, now the final dive loop. Into the tunnel. Look out! Into the plastic! Whoa! I think I'm set for the day, guys. I don't know about you.
With Van's stamp of approval, Kraken is let loose on all of SeaWorld. It's time for another journey. Our next stop is right next door, but worlds away. Welcome to Antarctica, or better yet, SeaWorld's own Penguin Encounter. If it seems like we're on another continent, that's because we are. Or at least the penguins think so. Inside, it's 34 degrees in the Antarctic. And the best thing about it is, the penguins don't even realize they're in Florida. This feathery abode is home to over 200 penguins from 4 different species. The kings, chinstraps, rockhoppers, and gentoo penguins.
A common misconception people have is that penguins are all found at the North Pole. We especially get that a lot around Christmas. All penguins are found south of the equator. The 4 species of penguins that we have here at the Penguin Encounter are subantarctic species.
SeaWorld revealed that in order to create this natural penguin environment, they really had to do their homework.
We actually had people that went out and watched the birds in their natural habitat so that we could simulate it as much as possible.
Then every aspect of their environment was scientifically engineered. The water, the temperature, food, and even the lighting. And the thing that separates SeaWorld from zoos and other parks is the way they use lighting to recreate the penguins' natural environment. And if you look up, there are 4 different types of bulbs used to simulate sunlight in the southern hemisphere.
With the lighting, the penguins are able to regulate their molting and their breeding seasons and know when to begin nesting as well.
And to keep the exhibit a chilly 34 degrees, 4 snow machines pump up to 20,000 pounds of snow in each and every day. In this type of protected environment, these snowy birds have a lifespan of 20 to 25 years, or even longer.
They don't have any predators to worry about. They're not affected by things like the hole in the ozone layer or oil spills.
Let's head in for a bird's eye view of what goes on behind the exhibit. Here, Michelle Snell has her work cut out for her. Every morning, her day starts by preparing fish for the penguins' breakfast. And since they eat frozen fish to avoid bacteria, penguins are given a vitamin to make up for lost nutrients that fresh fish contain. So they hide a little pill inside each one.
Some of them are a little hungrier than others first thing in the morning.
And after feeding time, the Antarctic birds are ready to meet their public. Tourists can visit the penguins on land, or they can see them swimming from below. Although penguins might be slow on land, in the water they can swim as fast as 20 miles per hour. The 160,000-gallon tank must always be kept clean to protect the penguins' health. So 3 times a week, the crew straps on scuba gear and scrubs it down. It seems that keeping up the penguin encounter may be hard work, but for anyone who sees it, it's all worth it.
I'll see you in the Antarctic.
Coming up, find out what makes the Clyde and Seymour show a swimming success. And then, a special sneak peek as we go behind the scenes to see SeaWorld's animal rescue program in action. This is SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. Open 365 days a year. And today, our VIP pass gives us the inside track on what's happening at the world's most popular marine adventure park. Next stop on our tour, a show you won't want to miss. Next to the Shamu Adventure, it's the biggest crowd pleaser around. Here's the famous comedy team that takes center stage. You guessed it. It's the Sea Lion Show. And if you're looking for fun, look no further. This dynamic duo has been entertaining crowds since 1973. The animals may be the stars of the show, but it's the animal trainers who put it all together.
All right, here he comes.
Today, we're lucky enough to see a special sea lion rehearsal before the big show.
All right, let's work that backflip. Ledge. Now, this is a simple target. All it does is teach the animal what to look for when he's doing a behavior. Backflip. Almost. So what I'm going to do to help him understand is I'm actually going to leave it in the water and move it under the water. Okay, backflip. Now, one thing you'll notice that what I'm doing when the sea lion does something incorrect, it's called an LRS. It stands for least reinforcing scenario. Basically, I want to let him know that that wasn't exactly what I want, and then give him another chance to do it again. Backflip. Okay, good boy. That's it. Now he's thinking going backwards, and that's what I want to get him to do.
All the trainers use positive reinforcement with food to reward the animals when they succeed.
Massage. Good boy.
Of course, a little SeaWorld's own Manatee Rehabilitation Center. It was established in 1976 for rescuing, treating, and releasing these amazing mammals back to the sea.
The reason we have the whole program is that manatees are an endangered species. And they are endangered primarily due to people. Sometimes the manatees get tangled in discarded fishing line. Sometimes they'll eat garbage. People tend to throw garbage overboard.
That's when SeaWorld comes to the rescue. These gentle giants are affectionately called sea cows and grow to 10 feet long and up to 1,200 pounds. And because there are fewer than 2,500 manatees in Florida waters, SeaWorld has taken the responsibility of making sure human destruction doesn't put an end to this species. Today, the medical staff is working on a manatee that had its flipper damaged when it got caught in a nylon fishing rope.
What we're doing right now is basically cleaning out, flushing out the wound.
With the wound cleaned and medicated, the doctor is able to bandage the flipper.
you're wondering how she can be out of the water for so long. Remember, manatees are mammals, just like we are. They breathe air, so they don't extract the oxygen or the air from the water like fish do. They have lungs and nostrils, so that's not a problem for her.
It takes several layers of bandages to keep the wound protected, and then glue to keep it from coming off once it's exposed to water.
Hold her flipper up, please.
It may take some time to heal, but when that time comes, this manatee will be released back into the sea.
Here she goes.
And if you want to see the manatees, you'll have to visit the manatee exhibit. Here, SeaWorld staff bottle feeds 2 manatee orphans. Everyone can celebrate the results of SeaWorld's rescue efforts from an underwater observation window. These cuddly creatures are swimming their way to a full recovery. Helping these injured animals is very rewarding, but releasing them back to the sea is sometimes difficult.
Releasing an animal that you've worked with for a long time, it's kind of a bittersweet emotion because you do kind of get attached to them. Other times,
as the manatee population dwindles, SeaWorld will do their part to help save these peaceful creatures, but they also need our help as well.
If we don't change our ways and we continue boating and throwing things overboard and discarding this and that, we're aggravating the situation.
So if we all work together, the manatees will be swimming for a long time to come. Coming up, where can you find a water park without slides, drops, or flumes? Find out what's so fishy about SeaWorld's latest attraction. You might think you've seen it all on our behind-the-scenes VIP tour of SeaWorld. But the best is yet to come. It's one thing to see the marine park animals in action. But now you can actually become part of the show.
There we have it.
So if SeaWorld isn't enough for you, get ready for Discovery Cove. Just across the street from SeaWorld is its sister park, the newest marine adventure park in the SeaWorld family. It's an interactive water fantasy dome where guests can safely enter the world of the ocean. In this intimate environment, they can swim with dolphins, snorkel with tropical fish, and explore caves and waterfalls. It all started in 1998 and cost almost $100 million to build this 30-acre paradise. Unlike most theme parks, Discovery Cove allows only 1,000 guests in the park per day. So you're not going to wait in any lines, and you're guaranteed to have a great time. Here at Discovery Cove, getting up close and personal with hard-to-reach animals has never been so easy. Get ready to dive with the dolphins. These entertainers start the day like the stars they are, with breakfast in bed, dolphin style.
Hi, Diego. Hi, cutie. How are you? In the morning, we take a full body exam, so we just take a look. I take a look in his mouth. Good boy. And just take a quick look over their body. All the way down, their dorsal fin, their tail flukes. We also approximate a lot of our husbandry behaviors, which one would be obtaining a blood sample. And the position for that, we generally maintain by just lying their flukes in our lap. And we can take the blood right out of their veins. You can see they run very close to the surface. He's very relaxed at the surface of the water as well. And that's how we can obtain a blood sample. Good boy.
While the dolphins are getting their checkups, Discovery Cove's guests are lining up to greet them. But first, they get a lesson about how to handle these finned friends.
We're
to meet Capricorn today. Capricorn is the largest animal water facility at a little over 700 pounds. He's our longest at a little over 9 feet long, and he's our oldest. He's in his mid-30s. If you guys are ready, we're going to head on into the water.
It's cold, 70 degrees. Although the water is a little chilly, no one has any qualms about jumping in.
Here they come again. Right, they're gonna come over here. And lift them nice and high, lean in there and give them a little smooch.
What's that feel like?
There you go. Oh my goodness. That shows you what he thinks of your kisses, Gordon.
Now that Capricorn and this big kid have sealed their friendship, it's time for the main event, swimming with dolphins.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was very nice. They got so much power, it's unbelievable. And so, you just feel them, but yet soft and gentle at the same time. It's amazing.
Exhilarating, but he was very gentle, and it's a thrill of a lifetime.
And every day at Discovery Cove, an average of 750 people sign up to frolic with these gentle sea creatures.
You gotta try that. It's the most fun you've ever had.
In your whole life.
And it doesn't get any better than that. This is what Discovery Cove and SeaWorld are all about. On our VIP behind-the-scenes tour, we were soaked by Shamu's adventure, dared to dive into the terrors of the deep, nearly froze visiting the penguin encounter, and we survived a duel with a kraken. All before dropping anchor at Discovery Cove, the only place to get face-to-face with dolphins. So bring a bathing suit and a change of clothes. You'll need it as you dive into the wet and wild adventure that is SeaWorld Orlando, Florida.